Void Driller, hello Nagatuna, welcome back to Chaos Had NoaH. Last time we had quite a bit of revelations. In other words, Rimi, unlike what I thought, is actually a real person, and she's fucking working for Shogun, who actually exists in the physical world somehow. Oh my god, like what the fuck did he do? Like that one time to like completely shut Takumi, and like apparently Takumi does have some kind of crazy ass destiny, like he's destined to kill Shogun, and Shogun like Shogun knows like that this like Rimi is like really dedicated to him. Welcomes Armigas and Olga to the stream. Like holy fuck. But also Takumi finally made contact with the transfer student girl, who turns out to be pretty murder happy, but she also finally proved to him that psychic powers are 100% real in her ability to perform telepathy. And she might actually be the one to finally teach him how to summon a D-sword, because she just did it right in front of him. Holy shit, a ton of freaking things are happening this time. Oh my god, you guys. We're nearing the end of the first run through too, because I think it's supposed to be 10 normal chapters. I don't know how many extra the true ending takes, but because I know in Steins Gate it is pretty significant. It's like a further chapter's worth at the very least, maybe even 2. But let's get back into it. Well, Takumi finally summoned his sword. I didn't expect to find such a desolate spot inside a raft, or a ridiculously popular store. Especially since it was only a 5-minute walk from Shibuya Station. Yeah, I thought so, Nagitona, but yeah. Thank you. It's not just a raft, actually. I imagine, Void Dweller, I have to choose specific combinations of delusions to choose specific routes. The stairs at a lot of stores, barely ever have any people near them ever. Well, it depends on what changes between the choices, Olga. Yeah. And I imagine it'll be quite a bit, yeah. He only moved here a few weeks ago, and I've been living here for almost 2 years. How exactly did you know about this? But I didn't, because you never go outside. Kozubi's been walking around Shibuya every day since Kozubi came to Tokyo. That's how Kozubi found it. It's a real relaxing grass place. Kozubi, seemingly in a good mood, sat down on the steps. She then casually laid her D-sword down on the floor. I had pain in my side that was becoming unbearable, so I decided to take a break as well for the time being. In my opinion, I think I'm headed for a neutral ending. I do think, based on the choices I've made. I just get that kind of feeling, like I haven't really been focusing on any one particular girl. So, Nishijo-kun? Whenever you look at the scenery or some other kind of pattern, do you ever see other stuff? Ooh, yes, she's talking about how to get the D-sword. It's like that one SCP that lets you grab things via perspective. Hello, Mystery Theater, welcome to the stream. Stuff like elephants, rabbits, little lions. Kozubi thinks that the thing that made her go the most whoa was when she saw a big salamander. What in the world are you talking about? Kozubi's talking about D-swords! Like, he could have just done it. I wonder if he's gonna go back up there and get it. Or if he's gonna get a different one. Like, when you look at a pattern of some scenery, it can look like there's a bunch of different shapes, so like maybe little animals and stuff. Oh, you mean that? Yeah, I've experienced that before. It's like pareidolia, but not for faces. When I was looking from the perspective of the O-front rooftop, I saw something. I saw a D-sword blending into the scenery. Yup! Ding dong! Ooh, her hamster died. The first thing Kozubi saw Kozubi sword was back when Ham Pom-Pom died. Ham Pom-Pom? I think it sounds like a hamster. Yeah. A small hamster Kozubi took care of back in middle school. So? I bet it's like a soda cap. I bet that's what her sword looks like, you know, like a removed cap from like a soda can. Vaguely. I bet that's what it is. Hell if I know what the others were, perspective-wise. What would probably make the most badass sword is like a constellation, I'd imagine. So, however, Auntie Kozubi went around down to the river to make a grave for Ham Papa. But when Kozubi got there, she realized Kozubi forgot his shovel. So she couldn't make a grave for Ham Pom-Pom, so Kozubi started crying really hard. And then Kozubi saw the sheep of the sword in the sky. Oh, in the sky, really? Interesting. It doesn't look like something you'd see in the sky. Looks like something you... Again, it looks like a soda can tap. After that, Kozubi started seeing it in all kinds of places. Sounds like, you know, one of those things like where you can imagine your own... You know, if you could like see an object in the distance and you can imagine it your own. It's one of those kind of things. Pretty cool. How'd you actually get your hands on it? In the end, I found my sword, but I couldn't take it. No matter how hard I tried to reach for it, I couldn't grab hold of it. Well, Kozubi just wished for it. Like, I imagine that ISA's is a microphone, I imagine. It looks like it, at least, right? So it was like a microphone on a stand. You wished for it? Like what? Like that you could have it? If that's what you did, then I did the same thing. Stopping my thought in its tracks, Kozubi looked up at me and shook her head faintly. Nope! What Kozubi wished for was... Oh God. God. Takumi is like, oh God, what have I gotten myself into? After calling everyone crazy, it finally happened. My karma caught up with me. I finally actually ran into someone insane. Kozubi wants to kill. Huh? Her inner voice echoed clearly in my head. I hadn't misheard her. She'd said it very clearly. Kozapi wished to kill, and she'd been beaming as she said it. That's probably why she moved. I bet she probably fucking murdered somebody. The stairs leading up from the 5th floor to the 6th were very quiet, with only the faintest background music leaking from the restaurant. It's a good thing she's saying this in your mind. Neither one of us said a word. The sound of someone breathing entered my ears. Was it hers? No, it was my own. A staircase where no one would ever approach. A blind spot in the heart of Shibuya. A pocket of air. Come on, Takumi. Don't you think that she would have murdered you when you were fucking unconscious? If that's what she actually wanted. And now, being scared makes sense. But, like, think about it. I swallow back my saliva in an attempt to wet my increasingly dry throat. Why did you want to kill people, Kozapi? Why? Oh, God. Why did you want murder? Do you just have, like, a natural bloodlust? Like, oh, God. When Kozapi wished that, Kozapi looked up at the sky, and the sword was there again. But till right then, Kozapi didn't think it was a sword. Kozapi just thought of it like something that went shing! And then boom! Kozapi thought, Kozapi kill with that, because that would be really convenient. And then she reached out for it without even doing any thinking. And then Kozapi grabbed it! And then what happened? What did you do after that? Murder? Duh! God. Well, Kozapi tried to kill with it, but Kozapi couldn't. Murder is a lot harder than it looks. Oh, God! Oh, my God. Wow. I'm guessing her ending isn't exactly a good one. Jeez. Oh, my God. It took Kozapi trying with everything she had just to half kill them. Yeah, I think I definitely made the right move giving you the Lemmy D voice. Oh, boy. This girl, it's like she's broken. And she can hear everything you're thinking about her. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Huh. Kozapi's not broken. Does Kozapi look broken? Kozapi's rock solid and she's got a sword right here. The way she gazed lovingly at the sword resting beside her, I could tell that she had absolute faith in it. Something her heart told me as well. Yep, I remember. I saw the chapter title was Psychopath. Oh boy. Wow. The characters in this story are fucking awesome. I gotta say, they're all super interesting. Like, dang. Seriously. The characters are all awesome. I love characters like this. Like, you know, I just think, I think I might want to do ISA last. Or, well, you know, the true ending I'll definitely do last, but... because I want her to be like, you know... I actually, out of all the girls, I actually really like the idea of Takumi being with ISA. But I'll definitely see all the roots. I could tell that she had absolute faith in it, something her heart told me as well. Would I have to become this broken in order to get my hands on a D sword? Well, now you know it's real. Was I still not broken to begin with?
Kozuki can hear everything Takumi is saying. The sword was so scary.
That was what Oriara Kozue had thought before she came to Tokyo. Really? But now it was different. Now it becomes something very important. Something entirely irreplaceable to her.
The sword. If I have it, I won't be afraid. The sword will protect me. The sword is my heart. Another me.
It had been about 3 weeks ago when she had first begun to think so. Really? She only got it 3 weeks ago. Okay. 3D models. 2007 visual novel 3D models. No. Why? Damn it. Ever since she was a child, Kozue had the ability to hear the inner voices present in other people's heads. Okay, so she was always telepathic. As to when she had first become aware of it, she could no longer remember. I'm guessing her parents must know about this. Huh. And she didn't speak in third person in those times either. Huh.
I must be crazy. I must be really sick.
These thoughts pervaded her mind as she sought to understand. Even though she was very young at the time, because we knew that her power was something no one could know about. Oh, really? Wow. Dang. Huh. Oh, wow. That's really she's really smart to be able to do that. Like, you think she would have told them about it. Thus, she concealed it from her parents. Her powers rendered her unable to make friends, forged a rift between her and her family, and made the people around her think she was merely a girl with ridiculous intuition, one that gave them the creeps. Even when she came to Shibuya, she had still been afraid to go to school. She did not want to meet anyone new nor talk to anyone. She thought that they would just be creeped out by her no matter what she did. She did not go to school on the day she was first supposed to, nor the next day, or the next day, or the next day, or the next day, or the day after, instead choosing to wander about Shibuya during the morning. There was no doubt that Kozue's parents had been notified by the school. Okay, so she can talk, she just doesn't want to. She is, like, traumatized. And the staff must have noticed that Kozue had been absent without prior notice. Yet her parents had said nothing to her. So she was talking, like, earlier. In like, when we saw her in the very beginning. But she doesn't want to, I see. She prefers using her telepathy. Which, kind of makes sense. Like, would you even bother, like, expending the energy to speak if you could just project your thoughts into someone's mind? It would be understandable for people to mistake her for a middle school student. But unlike the countryside where she used to reside, there was no one around to rebuke her as such when she walked the streets on weekday mornings. It had been several days since she had first begun wandering around Shibuya. You're right, Foytwiller. It's not a bottle opener, it's a person opener. Oh, God. and that time she had found a place to relax. The stairs within the local raft. Oh, okay, so this is like her little hideaway, just like Takumi has, kind of. It had become routine for her to sit there and stare off into space. This routine remained true on that day as well. She can see the delusions, remember? Because she knew what Takumi was doing in his really creepy, perverted one. So yeah, she knew. But he didn't project it into reality. Thankfully. This routine remained true on that day as well. And after spending nearly 4 hours there, evening broke. She left for Rolf to return home. Raindrops fell from the dark gray sky. There's no sound now, by the way, so there's nothing like... It's just completely silent. Kozue did not have an umbrella, and yet without looking up at the sky, nor once fretting about getting wet, she timidly stepped out onto the rain. At that very moment, something entered her field of view. Oh, who is this dude? He has an animated sprite, so he must be important.
The world is ending.
Could this be Shogun? A sign with that message written upon it. Sodden by the rain, the handwriting had blurred. The person holding the sign was a lone, lifeless, homeless man, sitting on the side of the road under the pouring rain. His head hung downwards so that no one could see his face. Perhaps he was dead. That person. Seeing him as though it were a mirror image of herself sitting on the stairs, Kozue ceased her stride. Oh, she's wearing different clothing. For a moment, she hesitated. He was a stranger, a homeless man she had never seen before coming to Tokyo. Just the mere sight of him brought a feeling of revulsion. It's probably not Shogun. But it looks a bit like him, but the chin is different, and I don't know.
If I talk to him, what if something terrible happens to me?
Such anxieties pervaded Kozue's mind. But it was far stronger than that anxiety. Oh, what the fuck?! You're just a fucking serial killer?! Oh god. Was Kozue's strong urge to kill the man. She literally is a fucking psycho. Oh my god. It was an all too sudden impulse. One that struck Kozue with the feeling that if she went through with it, she would be killing herself as well. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. So is she gonna kill Takumi? Oh my god. Jeez. Wow. What the fuck? And so after hesitating for one moment longer, Kozue sent the man the voice of her heart.
The world is ending?
The man's shoulders twitched. He was not dead. Slowly he raised his head. His cloudy eyes peeking out from between sodden bangs looked up at Kozue.
Ah.
終わるよ。
Are you being sarcastic, Void Dweller?
Yes, it is.
Kozue's eyes widened slightly in surprise. Not at the fact that he just confirmed the world was ending. The man had replied at all. Yeah, that is surprising. She had not been expecting a reply. I don't know, would they really go to the trouble of giving this dude like a fully animated, detailed sprite like this? If he was just some rando? I don't know. Maybe. The person to whom she would send her inner voice would rarely respond well. Instead, they would face immense confusion, write it off as an auditory illusion, or shudder in terror before walking away with a hurried pace. Even if she did succeed in communicating with them, it was difficult for the other party to send back a reply in an orderly manner. People's thoughts were far too chaotic and disorderly. And yet the man's expression did not change. He simply answered Kozue's question with an incredibly short response. The heart, Kozue felt the heat. Oh, the heart. Yeah, it is the heart. Kozue felt through the man's voice was laden with a deep sadness. To her, it almost felt as if his heart was shedding tears. Is he one of like is this like a new gen thing? Or like, is she the new gen killer?
君は剣を持っているね。
You possess a sword, don't you?
どうしてわかるの?
Ooh, okay, so yeah, he ain't just some rando.
How do you know that?
君のような子を他にも知っているから。
Because I've known other children like you.
Kozue raised her hands above her head and withdrew her sword where she stood. She thrust the end of the blade toward the man.
この剣が見えるの? Can you see that sword?
見えないよ。
I cannot.
Really? He can't see it?
じゃあどうしてわかるの? Okay, then how'd you know?
おじさんが悪い人だからだよ。
Ooh, what the fuck? Jeez. Wait, does he want to die? Or like, what the...
Because I am a bad man.
すまない。
My apologies.
Uh-oh.
どうして謝るの? Why are you apologizing?
おじさんのせいなんだ。
Oh. Interesting. Oh, hello, and Jim, welcome to the stream. Let's see.
It's all my fault.
Okay, so he must have something to do with, like, Nozomi or something.
どうしておじさんのせいなの?
Or used to, I think.
Why is it all your fault?
忠告しかできないから。
Because all I can do now is warn people.
動き出してしまったから。
Because it has already begun.
もうおじさんには止める術がないから。
And there's nothing I can do to stop it.
じゃあおじさんを殺せば
Oh my
コズピー
God.
は悪くなくなるの?
Dang, that is a depressing motivation. My God. But man. Yeah, I'd be looking at you, like watching your back if I were Takumi here. Holy shit, jeez.
Okay, so if Kozupi kills you, Kosubi will become not so bad?
その剣は君を殺す者にも守る者にもなる。
That sword can be used in a manner that it will either kill you or protect you.
思い出してごらん。
Do you remember?
空を見れば雲が
Gaze upon the sky as the clouds float by.
川を見れば流れが
Gaze upon the river as it ebbs and flows.
そこにあったはず。
It should be there.
He's basically saying how to get the D sword.
それと同じこと。
It is just the same as this.
その剣は
I'm surprised they didn't translate DQNs as normies. Like, you'd think that's what they would, cause, like, I don't know, that seems to be what he means by DQN. And, like, I keep forgetting what that means, because of all the things they put in the fucking glossary, that's not one of them.
The sword that has always been by your side.
自分自身の心を見てごらん。
Gaze into your heart.
そこにあるのがその剣なんだよ。
And that is where the sword shall be.
でも、殺したいって願ったら、これが手元にあったんだよ。
It is? Oh, it was in the glossary? Oh, god damn it. I'm sorry.
What? When Kosubi thought she wanted to kill you, it was right there in Kosubi's hand. この剣は、コズビーとコズビーの周囲にあるあらゆるものを殺すためのものじゃないの?
That's why the sword is, like, has a blade all around. It hurts her. Does it hurt her too? Does she work on, like, bleed damage or something? Like, jeez.
Isn't the sword supposed to kill Kosubi and everything around Kosubi?
負の感情は否定されるものじゃない。
Negative emotions are not something to be repudiated.
人が誰しも持つものだからね。
They are something we all possess.
特別じゃないんだ。
They're not particular to you, nor do they make you different.
どう向き合うかだよ。
It is what you choose to do with them that counts.
目をそらしてはいけない。
You mustn't avert your eyes.
自分を否定してはいけない。
You mustn't deny who you are.
He is awfully calm.
The world is a mirror image.
君の心の中にある性は
What is positive in your mind
同時にふとなりうるし
can simultaneously be negative.
その逆もまた可能。
And the reverse is also true.
世界が終わるのか生き続けるのかそれを選べるのは
The only people who can choose whether the world shall end or whether it shall continue on
君たちだけなんだ。
is all of you.
Did you kill him or not? Oh, you didn't? Oh, that's great, Kosubi. Thanks. I'm glad you didn't fucking murder him. I wonder who she wanted to kill, like, the very first time she summoned the sword. Like, my god. Who did she want to kill? Jeez. In the end, Kozue had not killed the man. I knew that. I had a feeling that she wouldn't, because he had an animated sprite. The urge had, for some reason or another, ceased to be as the man spoke to her. She did not expressly understand the meaning of the man's words, but even still, she thought long and hard before eventually arriving at a single conclusion.
This sword is me. If I look at it and don't deny it, it'll save me.
And for that reason, Kozue fully cast her faith in her sword.
And that's my story of how I didn't kill a guy. Aren't I a great person?
I told in my head, having just listened to Kozube's story. Who the hell was that man she kept talking about? The homeless guy carrying around a sign. Yeah, it's like they're freaking, it's like they're Zanpakuto, basically. Come to think of it, I felt like I've seen him around a few times too. Was it the same guy? I wonder if they're like a Bankai equivalent. What I didn't get, though, was why some random bum knew so much about D-swords. Or was I the odd one out? Maybe D-swords are actually huge in Japanese pop culture, and I've been just living a rock. Seriously, of all the people to be living under a rock, it's not you who are, like, immersed in Japanese pop culture, so I'm pretty sure that's not true, Takumi. Yeah, exactly. Fat chance. I glanced over at Kozube. Her face was so calm and peaceful. It was hard to believe that she ever blurted out psycho things like wanting to kill people. She gently glided her fingers over the surface of her G-sword.
By the Wheezies, the homeless man told Kozube a thing before he left. You are all special beings. And the most special among you
Ooh, boy. Dang. Wait a minute, but wasn't the first person to actually say it in real life, like, outside of his head, was Shogun?
He's the boy you birthed. Whose eyes are those eyes?
So how did she find out that was Takumi?
Or something along those lines, I don't know.
I didn't know what to say. What the hell?
Huh? Nishijo-kun, do you know what it means?
いや別に
Uh-huh. Oh, not really. Oh shit, I am a protagonist.
Lysies! Come on, do you keep forgetting that I can read your freaking mind? Nishijo-kun's heart tells the truth, even if Nishijo-kun himself doesn't. Right now, Nishijo-kun's thinking it's super important.
Oh, god damn it. This is exactly what I was talking about. It sucks trying to think while she's listening to every thought I have.
Your face is going kind of scary. Was, whose eyes are those eyes first thought up by you, Nishijo-kun?
I bit my lip and then stood up. My nosebleed had stopped, so I pulled out the tissue cramped into my nose. Kozabi tilted her head as she looked up at me.
Where are you?
I'm going home. Screw you guys. What are you, freaking Chocobo? Hey, jeez. Oh my god. I wonder if she actually has killed anybody. Or just like half killed. We know she's like brutally assaulted people, but I do wonder if she's actually straight up killed anyone. Hello, Antonio. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for dropping in. Even though my sides were still killing me, I ignored the escalators and elevators and took the stairs down to the first floor instead. It was much easier to dodge the crowds and make my way outside that way. Teary-eyed Kozabi timidly followed behind me.
Hunsies! Did Kozabi say something to make you mad?
Yeah, maybe we should check the dumpster. From the last episode. I assume that the D-swords are weightless for whoever's holding them, so that's how she can hold that. Hello, Sloombagorf! Welcome to the stream. I disregarded Kozabi's question. I was too focused on trying to sort out the thoughts in my head. That Holmes guy she'd met. Could he have been one of Shogun's comrades? It's possible. And what the hell was up with him mentioning whose eyes are those eyes? Who had he been talking about when he said the boy who birthed whose eyes are those eyes? Me? That couldn't be right. I wasn't even close to special. Being a hero just wasn't in my blood. He is stubbornly refusing. For someone who has delusions like every day of his life, he sure does not have delusions of grandeur. Like, my god. I mean, I couldn't even get my hands on a goddamn D-sword. I was just an average Joe villager A. I wouldn't have it any other way. Being special? No thanks, man. I'd rather not have another O-front breakdown in my lifetime. Yeah, that traumatized him. So, that begged the question. Who was that boy? I consider the culprit behind the new gen cases. Shogun. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Shogun was the one who first posted it online. Takumi probably had the thought first. No way Shogun was anything other than an old man, but his voice and body made him seem like a kid more than anything. Pretty much everything about him screamed how normal he was, how he was someone special. Two of the 6 current new gen cases had whose eyes are those eyes appear at the scene of the crime in some capacity. I use that phrase quite a bit, but only ever in my own head. Exactly, yeah. I barely even meant anything, so what the hell were they doing in all those places? Was there an actual reason hidden in there somewhere? Or would that reveal why Shogun was so persistent in coming after me? Maybe the homeless guy had some clues I could work with. I imagine he was still somewhere in the city, carrying around his cryptic sign. I should look for him. So I look for him, then what? I paused for a moment, then shook my head in denial of what I've been thinking. What good would it do to look for him? It was a whole lot more likely to just put me in harm's way. For all I knew, that guy was one of Shogun's minions, only out there to lure me into some horrifying trap. No, Rimi is actually Shogun's minion. I can't believe it, but it's true. So if I just cruised my way over to the guy, there was a strong chance it would just trigger another quest. Yeah, it probably would. That's definitely true. I'd bet it would. I didn't know if I could handle that. I was already sick to death of all the pain and terror I'd been going through lately. And my suspicions didn't end with that, the homeless guy. I was even suspicious of Kozapi. I mean, for different reasons, right? You don't think she's working with Shogun, right? I mean, yeah, she's dangerous, for sure. But, I don't think, like, she's working with Shogun. She didn't really have any reason to, and yet she was speaking to me with her inner voice. Why was that? Yeah, that is a good question. Why did she... I wonder why she actually came to talk to Takumi. Has she been under orders by Shogun to approach me? Just like Yua? That's not true, goddammit! Oh, God. Yua was forever and a day ago, my God. With her really unsettling stance in both attempted and actual murder, it was very possible she was accomplice in New Gen. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. After all the mayhem at O-Front, Rimi had just up and vanished, and I hadn't heard a word from her since. Then Ayase had been hospitalized after attempted suicide. You should visit her. Now you're both kind of pariahs. Nanami was fine, but the two people on my side had still completely disappeared. I would check on Nanami. I would check on Nanami. That's true. Yeah, that's true, Void Dweller. Jeez. Was there any guarantee Rimi would ever come back? I forget. Did she give Rimi... Did she give Takumi her phone number or not? For starters, was she really just taking time off from school? Granted, I only knew that because Kozabi had told me. And I had no way of knowing if she was lying or not. All my hair stood up on end, howling at me that something was off. In the end, me and my world were all too empty, hollow. There was nothing left to believe in. Nothing didn't seem like a lie. Yeah, that is true, Void Dweller. If they had never provoked Takumi, he would just have sat in his base, like, doing nothing all the time. Like, if they had never provoked him, he would have just probably not even known about any of their plans or done anything. I wonder why they decided to confront him. Like, was his power like that, just that strong? He clearly has some super strong power, but the one who made up the phrase seems to be referring to Shogun. But didn't we see that Shogun and Takumi had very similar voices? And what is up with the Shogun thing? Like, Shogun seemed to be a different person than Shogun. But, like, told her to come up there. Told him to come up there, I should say. And, to the thing. Like, what was up with the whole Shogun thing? And I would definitely check on his sister. I'm too nervous until we actually see her. There was nothing left to believe in. Nothing that didn't seem like a lie. I'd almost think that, like, it's like a choice-dependent thing. Like, depending what route we're on, like, she lives or dies. Like, it turns out she's actually alive or actually dead. That just feels like something that that might happen.
You're just being space paranoids!
Kozabi was standing right behind me. And you were thinking all those things about her? God damn it, Takumi! Her inner voice was as carefree as always. The brutal-looking D-sword sat comfortably in both her hands as she carried it around. Then she cast an upward glance at me. I averted my eyes. It makes sense. Yeah, was that old opening text screen written by Kozafi? Then that would actually make sense, Zarvegas. Are you my ally? Or my enemy? Which is it? Oh my god. Is she gonna give the same answer that Laughlin did in Arknights? I wonder. Ah! Did you come here to kill me?
Kozabi
Just what? Oh god, what, did she see something scary, or is she reacting to what Takumi's thinking? Oh, she's excited, okay. Kozabi suddenly yelped in excitement. Startled, my head jolted upward, only realized it wasn't me she was looking at, nor the person she was waving to. Oh, she has a friend. She knows Senna! She knows Senna! Okay, that saves some time. We have to gather the full magical girl squad here to do stuff.
Senna, Sean! Found you!
Senna, Sean? Wait a second. Tracing the end of Kozabi's gaze, sure enough. Kozue. It was Aoi Senna with a D-sword to her shoulder as she walked towards us. I do wonder what hers was, because it looks very, very swordy. Maybe it was like two buildings next to each other, like from a far distance. I don't know. Like a gap between two buildings or something like that. As she walked towards us, her expression made it clear that her mood was just as sour as ever. I imagine it's like mainly the outline of the sword, that is the shape, and the details are filled in by the imagination. Senna is pretty cool. She's the most proactive of the whole group. Absolutely. I reflexively tensed up. What's Senna doing here? Is it just another coincidence? Or is it a calculated trap? Do these two know each other? If they did Kozabi call her here? Are two of them here to kill me? Oh god.
Kozabi's telling you! You're just being paranoid!
Yeah, but what's safe to believe in? Yeah, he's got a point. Although it is true that no matter how many times I've run into Senna, she's never tried to attack me. Thank you. She even had you alone in a fucking train car and she didn't murder you. But that doesn't mean she's my ally. Besides, she's scary as hell. Although that's kind of hot.
Senna-chan's not scary. Why did you think that?
Hey! Kozabi, I could really go without the commentary.
怖い
Scary? What's that supposed to mean? As I'd figured, Senna could hear Kozabi's inner voice too.
なんでもないです
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Kozabi simply bathed in delight as I bumbled about. Facing the ground, she gently grasped the hem of Senna's clothes and smiled bashfully. The two were such an amusing combination. I felt stupid for getting so nervous. I do wonder, is Kozabi like... She seems like she could also use that sword as a shield. I wonder if she's like a tanking style DPS, like a... if you think of, like, for instance, the party from Tales of Symphonia, or like, you know, like she's like a heavy blade user as opposed to a quick and precise, you know, stabby, jumpy type user, like Lloyd versus Kratos in Tales of Symphonia. I imagine like she could also use that blade as a shield, because she's so tiny she could stand in front of it. And like Senna is like definitely like a fast attacker. Yeah, exactly. Oh, he's got it. They're just like sisters. One, the strong and firm older sister, and the other, the younger, more timid sister who loved her sibling more than anything. And on top of that, both of them as... Oh, God! On top of that, both of them have small breasts, so mega freaking GJ there, nature. I don't know if he's being sarcastic or not with that. I really don't. But yeah, they definitely seem like a pair. Oh, wait, shit, chill out! What if Kozabi reads my mind again? If I'm not careful, I could easily die here. How are those two related anyway? Are they classmates? Maybe not, since they're in different grades and all. Is there something connecting the swords that people have swords? Are they like stand users? Or are the two of them Shogun's underlings? I put myself in the cat stance and get tired. In case I have to escape at a moment's notice. What that specifically entailed was standing with my heels raised off the ground. Now allow me to speed away like a cat if the need arose. Maybe. I don't know, I've seen it in some manga forever ago. GJ just means good job.
When Kozabi came to Tokyo, Senna Sean was her first frenzy! Right? Right, Steve?
Rather than answering, Senna merely glared at me. I feared she was about to lunge at me with that sword of hers, but that never happened. Calling her scary hadn't seemed to have pissed her off to that extent, at least.
小杖どうしてこいつと
Kozue? Why are you with this guy?
Takumi-chan is Kozabi's classmate. He's a huge fervent.
Takumi-chan?
Takumi-chan can see Kozabi's sword too.
それを知っている
I'm
こいつは
aware.
ギガロマニアックス
This guy's a gigalomaniac. Oh, here we go. We're using the term again. Is that what anybody who can use a sword called, or just Takumi? Gigalo what now?
A gigalomaniac.
That sounds like something you guys just made up.
That's someone who can see deep.
Swords. Okay, so anyone who has the sword is called that.
たくみちゃんもそうだよ。You are one of those, Takumi-chan!
A gigalomaniac? Who in the world decided to name it that? That sounds like the most chuny thing ever. Given it has a name and all, then maybe these powers aren't all that uncommon. Crunchy. Oh, that's like a food she likes.
Oh, Kozubi knows! Yeah! On your way to go buy a crunchy-kun, aren't you, Sana-chan?
それは
Well. From the sounds of it, Kozubi had read Senna's mind. Oh, hello, Noemi. Welcome to the stream. Oh, wow, that was ages ago. Oh my god, that was like one of the first things I ever played on this channel. My god. Wow. That was ages ago. Welcome. Speaking of, I'd seen Senna eating crunchy-kuns in the past. With winter right around the corner, I wasn't sure why she'd be eating popsicles, of all things. Guess she just really liked them.
Come on, let's go, everyone!
Announcing that with her inner voice, Kozubi clung to Senna and pulled her along.
Hurry up, Takumi-chan!
Yep.
No, the console arcs, Void Dweller, please. Higurashi itself is very good. I love Higurashi itself. You specifically must qualify that as the console arcs. Jeez. Oh, sorry, but I tried to turn her down so I could get out of there already, but... Kozubi started tearing up almost immediately. Her teary eyes looked up at me as she silently pleaded with me. On top of that, Senna was glaring at me like she was ready to rip my throat out with her teeth at any moment.
ついてこい
Come along.
お前にもおごってやる
I'll treat you too. It looked like Kozubi had scored a critical hit on Senna with her teary assault. They are like sisters. Urging me to follow, I reluctantly trailed behind her, heading toward the convenience store right behind the police station. After buying each of us a crunchy-kun, we sat near the handrails in front of the police station, nibbling away at them. While Kozubi looked delighted as could be, Senna's air of indifference remained the same. I was stressing out. The police were right there in the station in front of us. And yet, despite that, they paid no mind to the fact that two people with me were in utter violation of the Swords and Firearms Control Law. That's because normal people can't see it. The police were supposed to police people. That's why they're called the police. The swords are right in front. The girls were right in front of their lines of sight, but they didn't even try to arrest them. In fact, they didn't even care enough to slap us with a warning. Takumi, haven't you seen 1,000,000 times that normal people can't see the swords? Jeez.
Not gonna eat?
Now that Kozubi pointed it out, I just went screw it and started eating my crunchy-kun. Though it was bothering me how people were staring. Though I suppose that was only fair. Senna and Kozubi were cute as hell, and the very idea that two small-chested sisters like them were hanging out with a otaku freak like me, just sitting eating crunchy-kuns together out in the cold, well, it was all pretty absurd. I mean, Takumi, I don't know if you realize, but you do not look like an otaku. You know? I don't know if he even realizes that. He doesn't look like what an otaku would look like. Like the stereotypical image. So nobody would actually know that, you know? But he probably doesn't see it. Maybe I was overthinking it. I couldn't block out the snickering in my ears. Was I just hearing things? Was it another auditory illusion? Or was it just Kozuvi laughing? I didn't want to stand out. I didn't want to be looked at. I know that feeling. I definitely know that feeling. Yep. I was afraid of people gazing at me. I probably should have worn a hat. You definitely should have. That's what I do all the time. Seriously. I really want to get out of here this second. I continued hurriedly eating my crunchy coons that I could leave already, and every bite left my body, feeling even colder. This is gonna give me diarrhea really bad later. How are those two not freezing?
で、小杖。なぜこいつと一緒なんだ?
So, Kozue, tell me again why you're with this guy.
こいつじゃなくて、Takumi-sanですよ。Takumi-san's name is Takumi-san! Not this guy. Takumi-san が悪い人にいじめられてて、倒れてたから。だからコズピーが解放してあげたの。A whole bunch of bodies were picking on Takumi-san, and he got pushed downsies. So Kozuvi nursed him right back to tippity-tippity-top shape. And she kind of brutally assaulted those bad guys and threw them in the dumpster.
So, she'd been the one who looked after me.
ディソードを使ったの。
Did you use your D sword?
殺したかった。Kozuvi wanted to kill them all, like bam, whack, boom.
Kozuvi was attempting to gesture wildly in an attempt to explain how things went down. But since her left hand was busy holding the colossal D-sword, she was just waving the other around all spastically. Hello T, welcome to the stream. Which, of course, with the same hand that held her crunchy coon. Ah! She'd only taken a single bite of her crunchy coon before launching into the air at a perfect arc. Oh, jeez. The popsicle soared through the sky. Before eventually landing smack dab in the middle of the road where it splattered to pieces. Kozuvi was on the verge of tears as she stared at what remained of her popsicle.
うかつな真似は避けろと言っただろ。
I've told you before not to be so careless.
Oh, Kozuvi's so showy. And now the wasted food boogeyman is gonna come out.
アイスのことじゃない。ディソードのこと。
Oh God! I meant your D sword, not your popsicle. Senna held out her half-eaten crunchy coon to Kozuvi, seemingly giving up what she had left. Still a bit teary-eyed, Kozuvi smiled as she accepted the popsicle with a bow of her head. Color me surprised. I guess even Senna had her moments. Of course! Kozuvi's got a punishment time! Set up for all the baddies. Speaking of those assholes, who exactly had turned them into mincemeat? Kozuvi or me? Really? You think you did? I think it was Kozuvi.
Takumi-chan! Pick me, pick me!
セナさんはね、すごく何でも知ってるんだよ。
Senna-chan super really knows lots and lots. Seriously, we're just about like 3/4 through with this game. You better get some more lore from Senna.
理想度っていう名前もセナさんに教えてもらったのら。
Senna-chan told Kozubi that these things are called G-swords.
あとリアルブータ。あれれ、ブッダ。
And then about how to real flute. Boot? Buddha?
リアルブート
Real boot. Oh wow, that's like their command phrase or something. Is that how? Does that mean summon the sword?
そうそう。
Ah, yeah.
The hell did that mean? I'd never heard of that before. I was just as cryptic as the giggle of whatever thing from earlier. Where are you getting all this terminology?
リアルブートしてない剣は誰にも見えなかったはずなのにね。セナさんにだけ見えてたの。
Oh, so you can make the sword visible to people with that? Oh, that's interesting. Huh.
Nobody else should have seen my sword because it wasn't real, would it? But Senna-chan totally saw it.
理想度が見える人に会ったの。セナさんが初めてだったんだ。
Senna-chan was the first person I ever met who could see my G-sword.
その時はうひゃーって思って、なんで見えるんですかって聞いちゃった。
When that happened, Kozubi was all
No way.
so Kozubi had to ask why she could see it.
ギガロマニアックスだからなんだって。
That's when Senna-chan told Kozubi it was cause of being a gigalomaniac.
ギガロマニアックスって何なの？
What? Even is a gigglomaniac.
さっき言ったのら。
Kozubi already told you.
剣が見える人だよ。
He's someone who can see swords.
A bit more detail here. Like, how does that work?
リラックの海に干渉できる力
Ooh,
を
the Jurok Sea! Ooh, that is such a cool concept. Here we go! Now let's get into the freaking sci-fi shit. One with the ability to interfere with the Jurok Sea. Ooh, yeah, let's, that's an unfamiliar term.
ギガロマニアックス
So,
だ
that is what a gigglomaniac is. A concept in quantum mechanics defined by Paul Dirac. An unobservable primordial soup of all elementary particles, said to be uniformly distributed throughout the world. Appears in the wave equation, Dirac equation of the whole theory, which ties together both quantum theory and the theory of relativity. Dirac defines the vacuum as a state in which negatively charged elementary particles are so tightly packed together, no more can be created. This is the Dirac Sea. Dang, it's some crazy ass sci-fi shit. Awesome. Rather than Kozubi, it was Senna who'd answered what was on my mind. Wait, can Senna read her? So is the mind reading thing unique to Kozubi, or can all the girls do that? Because that would be pretty funny. Huh?
ディラックの海。
The Dirac Sea. Senna shot me a scornful glance as I tilted my head in puzzlement. The hell was that look for? Sure, I may look like an idiot, but I'm pretty damn smart when it comes down to it, you know. I was pretty sure the Dirac Sea was a concept related to quantum mechanics.
負のエネルギーでいっぱいに満たされた観測不能の境界面とかだっけ？
Negative energy. It's an unobservable interface totally filled with negative energy or something, right?
大雑把に言えばそんなようなものだ
A very rough idea of it, but yes.
そしてそこに干渉するための端末がディソード。ディラックの海に突っ込んだパイプの先端と考えればいい。
Yep, it's like a digivice, or like, yeah, it's their go-to for channeling their powers. And the terminal for interfering with this interface is a D-sword. Think of it as a pipe whose end is stuck into the Darok Sea.
ディラックの海とつながっているから、ディソードも負の物質で構成されている。無限に崩壊している存在なんだ。
Considering how D-swords link directly to the Darok Sea, they too are composed of negative matter. They are entities which infinitely collapse in upon themselves. Now here's stuff that is badass to put in the fucking glossary. Matter whose weight is lighter than 0, impossible to observe. Oh yes, negative mass going into that. Woo! Yes, I love it when they do the hard sci-fi. Each and every substance in the universe has its own minimum amount of energy as it requires in order to exist and maintain stability. If the amount of energy falls below 0, however, it means the matter will continue to collapse infinitely.
だから普段は普通の人間には触れることも見ることもできない
Ooh,
妄想の
interesting.
ようなものでしかない。
This is why they are something of a delusion, one that ordinary people are unable to perceive.
このディソードこそあらゆるリアルブートのためにショートカット的役割を果たす。
For those reasons, D-swords act as the shortcut to real booting.
ディソードとディラックの海とのチャネルを
Where did
大き
you
く
learn all this, Senna? Choose. By expanding the channel between one's D-sword and the Darok Sea.
ディラック方程式の空港理論によって追生成が起き、粒子と反粒子を作り出せる。
Oh, yeah! I love it, love it, love it, love it! I love it. Pair production occurs as per the whole theory in the Darok equation, producing particles and antiparticles.
この粒子がギガロマニアックスが生み出す妄想、世界にとってのエラー。
While these particles are delusions created by gigalomaniacs, to the world they are nothing but errors. Yep, elementary part. In the whole theory, let's see, just the relevant part. Darok produce the antiparticles, positrons, yeah, would be generated by pair production in the whole, created at the vacuum interface. Oh, it's like in a black hole, I see. A phenomenon where both particles and antiparticles are generated upon the collision of a large amount of energy with the nucleus or something similar. In Darok's whole theory, this is when the vacuum collapses. Conversely, the collision of a particle and antiparticle results in the annihilation of both particles. Yep. And we already... Oh, whole theory. Here we go. This is the main thing. The Darok equation discovered by Paul Darok led to the baffling conclusion that electrons containing negative energy do, in fact, exist. To explain this, the whole theory was founded, a theory which served to reveal the existence of Darok Sea. The Darok Sea is impossible to observe, as a space consisting of matter infinitely collapsing into itself is not visible to the human eye. However, when a high amount of energy is applied to the boundary of that space, the vacuum interface, the vacuum temporarily collapses, turning those negative electrons positive, so positrons, and those electrons then pierce through the boundary. By observing that positive energy, one can prove the existence of the Darok Sea. That is so cool.
そのエラーを現実とするには、作り出した粒子を他人のデッドスポットに送り込めばいい。
For an error to become reality, one must produce and send these particles into another's dead spots.
粒子は即座に電気信号に変換され、周囲の人間に共通の認識、現実として成立する。
The particles are then promptly converted into electrical signals, and through mutual recognition by surrounding observers, they become established as reality. So it literally, it's like, is this like a thing where the perception becomes reality? Bye, Void. Thank you so much for coming.
逆に消したいときは粒子を送り込んだデッドスポットに今度は反粒子を送り込み追消滅してやればいい。
Conversely, if one wishes to erase them, antiparticles are able to be sent into the dead spots where particles were previously received, thus annihilating them both.
Ah, this is confusing science.
Yeah, that is super interesting that they need someone else to see. So basically, like, a blind person would be completely, like, the ultimate weapon against them. Or someone, like, remotely. Like, you can never confront a gigalomaniac directly. You would always need some kind of proxy. And that's why it doesn't work in the video cameras. So you need to use someone's eyes as like a medium, like a go-between, for it to actually be brought into reality. Right. I remembered Senna mentioning that before.
世界の仕組みは3つの数字で全て説明できる。0と1、そしてマイナス1。
The mechanism behind the world's function can be explained by 3 numbers. 0, 1, and negative 1.
ディソードはそのマイナス1を生み出すためのショートカットなの。
That's right, and he did it without a D-sword, so he's probably like a freaking Terralomaniac. Jeez. A D-sword is a shortcut to produce the last of those. Negative 1. This is all giving me a headache.
周囲の人間に共通の認識となると妄想が現実になるってどういうこと？
Okay, yeah, here we go. I wanted a clarification on this part. So, surrounding observers mutually recognize delusions as reality. But what does that actually mean?
例えば、お前が今手にしているガルガリ君。お前にはどう見える？
Consider the crunchy coon in your hand. What does it look like to you?
どうって水色をしたアイス。
Like a blue popsicle, I guess.
その水色のアイスは本当に現実だと証明できるか？
Can you prove that this blue popsicle is truly real? I mean, what else would it be? It was a crunchy coon. Anyone with eyes could see that, and anyone with a mouth could feel how it was cold with every bite. I would think that'd be a pretty obvious answer. So, they can make people feel things. Like, literally feel things that aren't really there. Like, even if that, like, breaks other laws of physics, and I guess that's how the sword works, because it can actually stab people because they think they're being stabbed. And because of the wacky sci-fi stuff, it actually follows through instead of just, like having a psychological, reaction. They actually do show the wound and everything. And that's also how Ayase was saved. Because, because I think she saw the flower bed at the last second before she fell. And thus her body reacted as if it was actually there. Dang. That is pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. So yeah, it's not technically bringing it into reality, but making every reaction to it like behave as if it was actually there. I see it. So it's not just it's far more than an illusion. It's like it's an illusion that is for all intensive purposes real. Like, I see. That's crazy. That is crazy. Oh, that is so fucking cool. I'm just working it out. Please tell me if I'm getting anything wrong with my understanding. That is so cool. I didn't know whether the mouth could feel how cold it was with every bite. I would think that'd be a pretty obvious answer.
人は目で見たものを脳が認識して初めてそれが水色のアイスと理解できる。
Only once the brain comprehends what the eyes see does it acknowledge it as a blue popsicle.
でも脳が本人の意識しないままに嘘をついている可能性だってあるんだぞ。
However, there is always the possibility of the brain subconsciously deceiving itself. That is absolutely insane. That means basically you could use the freaking delusion to defy like the basic laws of physics. Like if you like deluded yourself into thinking you're inside an airplane or something, then you would actually be flying because of the sci-fi shit in play. Like it's actually supporting you with the particles instead of just tricking you. No, I did not. I have not played Chaos Child. I have not. I plan to do it after this, though. Hello, Hala Mirage. Welcome to the stream. That is so fucking cool. Wow. That is crazy.
脳が生み出した自分一人だけがそう思い込んでいる妄想かもしれないの。
So you could literally subsist on nothing. Like if you were there to basically dilute up some food, your body would act like it's absorbing nutrients from that food. And you'd be okay. And the same reason why I say survived the fall was because her body acted like it fell into a flower bed. Because like the perception is necessary for like the physics to alter. Like it's even more than perception. It's literally changing your own physical reaction to things. Like you could do whatever you want with this kind of thing. You could breathe in space, like with this kind of shit. Perhaps the brain produced a delusion and proceeded to convince itself of that.
じゃあどうやって現実だって証明するの？
Then how can you even prove what's real?
他の人もお前の持っているものが水色のアイスであると観測すれば、それは2人以上の人間の共通の認識となる。
Yeah, wow. To borrow another phrase from Umineko, yeah, it takes two people to create a universe. And yeah, that's pretty much like an actual, it's also following through here, that you need at least two people, like for it to bounce off of. If anyone outside of yourself observes that what you're holding is a blue popsicle, then mutual recognition will be attained between you all.
お前一人だけの妄想じゃなくなるんだ。
It no longer remains as your solitary delusion.
妄想を現実にするときには、それを逆説的に捉えればいい。
Yeah. Exactly. That is so fucking cool. So it has to be like in duos. Like you need I mean, I suppose an enemy could do it to you. But then how do you overcome it? I also wonder. Now, I don't know if they're going to do this in this story, but I've never played Chaos Child, and I have no idea what it's about. But I'm wondering if Chaos Child will go into the reverse of this, like the absolutely nightmarish possibility that you could literally delude people and things out of existence, like using the same principles in reverse. That would be completely insane. Fucking terrifying. To grasp the concept of turning delusions into reality, it needs to be approached paradoxically. To break it down then, a person's solitary delusion become reality by forcibly showing it to someone. And this could be done by using particles created by a D-sword to attain mutual recognition, or something along those lines. And then, did I have that power too? But Takumi can do it even without the D-sword. He's just that badass, apparently.
Kozabi doesn't get it at all.
Now listen to me, Kozabi. What it means is that you need 2 people for your powers to work. It could be you and an enemy, or you and a friend.
Oh, Kozabi gets it.
とにかくこの剣は普通の人には見えないの。
Anyway, Kozabi's sword is invisible to normal people.
I think there was a character in Recreators who had a power like this. Kozabi returned Senna's Crunchy-kun, then trotted back to the road. Then in front of all the people walking along the road, for some inexplicable reason, she suddenly began whirling around her D-sword wildly. Don't! I shielded my eyes. So those were her true colors. In the end, she was nothing but a homicidal maniac. Any second now, the road would become a sea of blood. Anyone crossing paths with that colossal blade would have their body torn to pieces. I do wonder how she would project the delusion. Like how do you bait the hook, so to speak? Is the part that I'm lost at. Like, for people to, oh yeah, that's right. You literally beam it into them, like with the powers, like. And if they accept it as reality, then the contract is made and the magic works. Basically. I get it. Sorry. Again, it's a really cool concept. I'm just trying to fully grasp it. With the police station right in front of us, they'd catch her in the act. It'll be an open and shut case.
匠さん、そんなことに。
So it's only going to hurt people if she wants it to. Which is pretty cool.
Takumi-chan is not like that! Don't you see it?
Why was it so quiet? A whole crowd had got gotten mowed down with a sword in broad daylight right here in the heart of Shibuya. And yet there hadn't even been a single scream. The cops hadn't even interfered. I slowly uncovered my eyes. Nothing had happened. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. So yeah, it only does it if you actually want it to. I wonder if Takumi's gonna have a Code Geass moment. And just like, and do it accidentally without realizing it. Kozabi, looking a tad embarrassed, was still brandishing her colossal sword. You would think the sword would have struck anyone nearby, or maybe some railing, or even the ground. But nope, not a thing was damaged. If anything, the sword was passing through everything, as if everything else was an illusion. So basically, you have to deny the illusion, basically, the delusion, or something like that, and it won't affect you. You have to say, nope, this isn't real. But, like, the willpower to deny something you're literally seeing with your own eyes. Man. Although I think I know some people like that. If anything, the sword is passing right through everything, as if everything else was an illusion. Wait a second. Actually, I had that backward. It was a sword that lacked substance. Yeah, because she's not projecting it into their minds that the sword is real. It's only real to her and to you. The people walking around us weren't bothered in the slightest. They couldn't see the sword, and that's why it doesn't show up on video. Ding ding ding!
理想度は妄想の剣なのだ。
These swords are delusionary swords! Doo-doo-doo.
I say it's something along those lines. That swords could only be seen by those who possess the power. Standing next to me, Senna left out an exhausted sigh before taking another bite of her crunchy cone.
あの理想度は今は梢の作ったエラーでしかない。
Right now, Kozue's D-sword is simply an error she created.
周囲共通認識はまだ成立していない。
Exactly. Yeah, the mutual recognition is what basically makes it real. Real for all intensive purposes. It has yet to attain mutual recognition.
リアルブートしたらみんなに見えるようになるのです。
And that's what real booting is, essentially. Yeah.
If Kozubi real booted it, then it'll be visible to everyone!
Real booting. That would mean sending particles into the dead spots of surrounding observers. Yeah. Not that I knew what the hell a dead spot even was. And just, yeah, Takumi did that, like, practically, without knowing what to do.
ズシャーってしたりドガーってできるようにもなるよ。
And what's Kozubi's slushy slash and smashy crash?
Can you please explain with anything other than sound effects? Still, I think I got the picture. Slushy slash was probably for cutting, and smashy crash was for hitting. I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory. What was this girl going around cutting and hitting? Did Kozubi seriously do such horrifying stuff like that? And what about me? Did I have the power to do that too? Man, compared to that, Nozomi's technology ain't hot shit at all. Jeez. Like, Nozomi's tech is like basic bitch compared to this. Jeez. Like, Nozomi's just scratching the fucking surface. No, I wasn't special. I wasn't a Gigamon. Takumi! You can see the fucking sword! God. God damn it, Takumi! Fucking hell. I'm surprised he can fucking see it and hasn't, like, you know, deluded himself into not believing in his own powers and, like, sealing them off. Like, jeez. In the end, I hadn't even been able to obtain a D-sword. Well, judging from, you know, what they say, it shouldn't be too difficult. Like, you saw that you were able to use this power. You've seen Kozue talk into your fucking mind. Like, you've seen the swords. You even saw the sword, your own sword on the top, which is like a thin one, like a small thin one. But who knows what it looks like with detail. Oh my god, Takumi! And in the end, I hadn't even been able to obtain a D sword.
剣は見えたよね。
Thank you, Kozapi.
But Takumi-chan saw Takumi-chan's sword, right?
だからそのうち匠さんも持てるの。
You get it real soon, Takumi-chan! Kuzubi Noseby.
I'm telling you, it's no good! Even back at O-Front, it just didn't work because you didn't actually try. You stopped yourself because of bullshit-ass fucking Sarah. Sure, I did see a sword there, but I had zero clue to actually grab. You just try. Just hold your hand out and try. You didn't even try. And the fact that you actually saw it, the fact that you can see the other swords, like, at least try, dude.
どうやって手に入れるかっていうと。
Well, I'm sure if Takumi-chan asks how to get it.
Kozabi peered at Senna as if to urge her to do something.
Huh? Huh?
Senna let out another sigh.
バイオリズムの上昇によって中脳変影系ニューロンのドーパミンが過剰分泌された時、自走度は現れる。
As biorhythms climb, the neurons in the midbrain limbic system excessively secrete dopamine, and one's D-sword appears.
それは危機的な状況や興奮、悲しみ、憎しみ、笑いなど人それぞれだ。
Depending on the person, this could come from feeling threatened, excited, sad, hateful, or happy.
ドーパミン分泌量が多ければそれだけ観測しやすくなる。
The higher the amount of dopamine secreted, the easier it becomes to observe.
匠さん、そういうことなのら。
There you go, Takumi-chan.
It was just absurd how wide Senna's knowledge was. She might very well be an outright genius. I mean, with explanations this detailed, you'd think she'd majored in gigamaniacaleology, if that was even a thing. My only issue is, like, how long has this been a thing in the world? Because, like, wouldn't people throughout history have used this power, you know, like, to conquer the world? I mean, like... Oh my gosh, you're kind of right, Mystery Theater! It's not just because of the Lammy voice, but it's also because she has long... It's because she has long black hair and short blonde hair. And their personalities, and it's like the cold and the freaking overly, like, Genki personality, and also her murder happy. Oh my god. They are like Vern Capsule and Lambda Delta. They could probably cosplay as them. But yeah, I'm wondering, the main question I have now is, if this is a thing people have, like, did it only start recently? Or, like, because if this has always been a thing throughout human history, like, wouldn't people have used it to, like, take over the world? Like, you think, like, people could have, like, and you've seen all these, like, people would have seen, like, with all these crazy shit and, like, powers and stuff. Like, you know, like someone would use this ability to like bend reality to their will and things like that, like, you know, wizards and shit. Like, people would think of it as that. So is this something that only started in recent times? I wonder. For starters, I couldn't imagine there being any other girl in all Japan who could spout theories and jargon off the top of their head. Oh no, I can think of at least two. I don't think they are Zarvegas. I can think of at least two in this universe. A certain Salieri, someone who identifies with Salieri a lot, and a certain young red-headed scientist who wrote a certain paper that kicked off this story as well. Where on God's green earth had she studied literally any of that? Yeah, I wanted to know where she learned it too. What was with all these mysterious characters accumulating around me, like I was some kind of protagonist? I was dying for an answer, and they're all girls too. I am definitely a protagonist. Thinking about it all just wore me out. It sucked ass, only half understanding what was going on. But I didn't have the strength to look into it myself. Because none of these people were normal in the slight. Neither are you, dude. Grappling with those feelings of bitterness, I took one last bite of my throat and Crunchy-kun. Oh, he won a prize. Oh. I won. Oh, he did the Kingdom Hearts. He got the Kingdom Hearts 2 thing. It said win on what was visible of the stick. Because if it came back and peered into my hand. Lucky bastard.
Oh, Sunshine, you're just jealous, 'cause you want your winsies too.
I mean, you could clearly just freaking real boot a winning sign onto the stick. Who says I care? I doubted Kozuki could be so easily fooled here, given her ability to read everything on someone's mind. You can't escape her. You cannot deny. It is completely useless to deny anything that she says.
Sunshine, you always eat crunchy cookies all super excited to see if you're a winner. You can't lie to me. I'm free. Come on, you've hung around me enough to you know you can't do that. And how many times have you won? Is it 0? I'm betting it's 0, isn't it? It's 0.
Oh, she has won sometimes. Oh, it's not that bad considering these things. I have a win rate of 13.7%. Oh wow, she did she just calculate that in her head? She really she really had this stuff down to a science. Did she calculate all that every time she ate one? Finishing her Crunchy-kun as well, she gave the leftover stick a quick glare and let out a quiet snort. She must have lost, or at least her face made it look that way. I mean, you could show Takumi, like, basically have Kozuki be the mutual target, and real boot a winning line onto that popsicle stick. You could show it to Takumi, but of course he'll think, like, oh, you probably paid this dude off to accept the prize. Finishing her crunchy coon as well, she gave the leftover stick a quick glare, only let out a quiet snort. She must have lost, or at least her face made it look that way. A delusion?
よかったらどうぞ。
Oh, yeah, let's go with a good delusion. Hey, if you want mine, here. I timidly held out my winning stick.
他人に施しを受けるつもりはない。
I have no intention of accepting handouts.
私は自分の可能性を試しているだけだ。
I'm merely experimenting with my own possibilities.
でも本心では欲しいって言ってるね。
Ah! Well, let's see if we can do this. Oh, I thought I clicked it. Oh, I did.
But Seneshan's heart says she really wants it, you know?
あげますよ。
You can have it.
僕アイスはあんまり食べないし。
I don't eat a whole lot of popsicles. Rip. Senna pursed her lips and then she nervously accepted the popsicle.
ありがとう。
Thanks. I was lost for words, astonished. I would have never imagined that I ever gets to hear Senna thank me. Likely unaware of my surprise, Senna glanced at me.
お前優しい。
You're a nice guy. Muttered those few words quietly, then immediately looked away. Was it just me, or had she been blushing a little just now? Ah! Well, she'd given me an honest thank you, which was enough to make me reevaluate her a little bit. I originally just thought she was scary and nothing else, but she actually had a cute side to her. Of course, you got to have... She's a kudere, fucking Takumi. Come on.
セナさんは今ので。
Seneshan's face just now. Do 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 do. Senna is happy that she got the winning popsicle. Yeah.
Please, Kosubi. Kosubi spun around and peered happily at Senna's face and then at mine.
たくみさんのこと好きになっちゃったのら。
It looked like Seneshan was all fluffy stuffy for Takumi-chan.
小杖、何をバカな。
Kozue! What the hell are you...
顔がポーってなってるの。
Oh no, not that term! Oh god! Oh god. I have Vietnam flashbacks to that term. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
Your face went all bushy-gushy.
うるさい、うるさい。
Shut up, shut up, shut up! Oh, does she have any idea what she just said? Yeah, it's Xenoblade. Yeah, it's from Xenoblade. The mother of all tsunderes. Blue-eyed June's signature catchphrase. I started to grin out of sheer glee, and Senna's fingers shot in front of my face.
お前もニヤニヤしてるんじゃない。
Don't you start grinning too! I've never seen Senna act so adorably agitated before. I was starting to feel a bit mischievous, so I decided to test her.
ガルガリ君は 好きですか？
Do you like crunchy coons, Mr. Squidward?
悪い。
There's something wrong with that.
どの辺が？
Which part of them do you like? What do you mean, bloody mean, which part? That's just one solid mass.
美味しいだろ。
They taste good.
それだけ。
Is that all?
あと、
And
可愛い。
he's cute. Oh my god, did she actually say that? Oh, is she saying something about like the mascot of the cereal, of the popsicle? While she was still sullen, Senna then some that was incomprehensible to me.
Cute, cute.
And she just gendered a popsicle. And also, how could popsicles be cute? Or even uncute?
アイスがじゃないから。
I'm not talking about popsicles themselves. Probably a mascot for the popsicles, I'm guessing.
ガルガリ君。
Yeah, it's not a
可
delusion!
愛いんだ。
I thought so. It's the yeah, she's talking about the mascot for the popsicles. Interesting. Can we not no, we've had delusions in front of people, in front of other gigalomaniacs before. I mean Crunchy Coon himself. He's cute. Oh, she was talking about the mascot. Cute.
あのイガグリ頭。最高だ。
His chestnut-shaped head. It's the best.
抱きしめて。頬ずりしたくなる。
It makes me want to hug him and nuzzle his cheeks. The expression on Senna's face as she spoke reminded me of a maiden in love. Well, different jokes for different folks, I guess.
それよりお前。
More importantly, you are...
たくみさんですよ。
Takumi-san, the great American general store. I mean Japanese.
たくみちゃんなの。
Takumi-san, huh?
違う。
What? No! Yes, you are. Oh, I see. You don't like being called Sean.
シャンはつけなくても。
You don't need the Sean part.
名前は？
What's your full name? Some delusion triggers systemically do not trigger actual delusions but are hidden choices. Oh, that's really cool. Although I imagine frustrating when trying to figure out how to get an ending. What's your full name? I wonder if I put myself on the center route because of that. I had a feeling I'd already told her my name before. She'd probably just forgotten it. Probably, I'm
西
betting.
条匠です。
Nishijo Takumi-kun.
だったら、西条。
Nishijo, then.
もう、これ以上エラーを作るのはやめておけ。
Well, why not? Like, it's harmless as long as they don't mutually, you know, assure destruction, you know? Don't create any more errors than you already have. Huh?
なんで？
Why not? Here are some fun.
剣は自分の心なのら否定しちゃダメ。
The sword is your heart, and it's not smart to deny your heart.
コズピーはこの剣のおかげで助かったよ。
Cause of you is saved thanks to this sword, remember?
Saved. What had happened in Kozubi's past? I am also terrible at remembering names, Mystery Theater. The question tied in with her wish, too. The one where she said she wanted to kill. We haven't yet like found out why she wants to kill people so badly.
妄想を現実にする行為にはリスクがつきまとう。
Okay, here we go. Here's the limitation on this power. The act of turning a delusion into reality has its risks.
粒子とともに追生成される反粒子はディソードにストックされていく。
Pair produced in tandem with particles are antiparticles, which stock up in the D-sword.
反粒子は数学的に言えば過去へ向かうものだから。
Given, mathematically speaking, that antiparticles are that which approach the past.
ストックすればするほどギガロマニアックスには現在の状態とのズレが発生し。
Ooh, here we go. Do you get like lost in the universe or something? The larger the amount stocked up, the larger a gigalomaniac's gap from their present state.
やがてその矛盾により存在としての自己崩壊へ至る。
So you basically like freaking like turn into a black hole or something? Like, jeez. And if not corrected, these contradictions will eventually lead towards one's self-collapse as an existence. In Japanese, please.
小杖もあまりディソードを出すのをやめるんだ。
So, this means you too, Kozue. You need to stop using your D-sword so often.
普通に生活していきたいなら私の忠告を聞け。
If you want to live a normal life, then you need to stop right now. I'm warning you for a reason.
これはお前たちの命に関わる話だ。
This is a matter of life and death for you two. Alright, so using it too much eats up your soul. It's like, you know, it's like a lot of the things like Final Fantasy 16 and like, you know, a bunch of other things where they have limited MP, like, in their whole life. And once they use it all up, they're fucking dead. It didn't look like Senna was joking. And again, she wasn't the type to joke anyway.
ましてや西条。
Not to mention what you did, Nishijo-kun. I mean, that's the only time he uses his ability.
本来
Yeah,
そんなことできるはずがないんだ。
you real booted without a D-sword. Something that shouldn't be fundamentally possible.
リラックの海にはディソードを通してしか干渉できないんだから。
The only way to interfere with the Dark Sea is through a D-sword. I wonder how true that is. Also, maybe a D-sword could take other forms.
お前は普通じゃない。
You aren't normal. Even among gigalomaniacs.
奴らに目をつけられてもおかしくない。
It wouldn't surprise me if they have their eyes on you. Oh, now she's gonna explain who they is.
奴らって
Yeah. Who's they?
ギガロマニアックスの力を悪用しようとしている連中がいる。
And he's probably gonna immediately think of Shogun, I bet. There are people out there that are trying to abuse the power of gigalomaniacs.
それって将軍
Do you mean Shogun?
知らない。
I don't know. I have no idea who Shogun is.
誰だそれ。
Who is that? Oh, this is great. He's finally got a team and everything. The plot can finally start going in like a... Oh, right. This is awesome. It took a long time to get here, but Takumi is now fully involved. Who is that? Kozupi, did Senna just lie?
ついてないよ。
Noopsies!
西条将軍と誰だ
Nishijo. Who is Shogun? He's finally got some allies he can trust, hopefully. Please don't Takumi this, Takumi. Please don't pull a Takumi. I'm begging you, Takumi. Please don't pull a Takumi. Nishijo, who is Shogun? The sheer chill in her voice sent shivers down my spine. Naturally, I couldn't look her in the eye. She grabbed me by the chest, making it hard to breathe. Why did she have to be so violent? What did I ever done wrong? Hi, Takumi, I've never done a single thing wrong in my entire life.
そいつは40代ぐらいの男か
Are they a man around their 40s? Oh, she's probably talking about the homeless dude.
違うよ。小さなじいさんだよ。
No, not at all. He's this tiny old guy. Senna immediately let go of me.
そいつもギガロマニアックスなの
Is he a gigalomaniac as well? I'd imagine he is.
わからない。
I don't know.
でもニュージェネの真犯人だよ。
But he's the new gen culprit.
真犯人だと
The culprit? I wonder what kind of D-sword was used to make those grisly murders. Senna placed a finger on her chin, then began to ponder something while remaining completely still. The air felt volatile. I was hit with a strange feeling of anxiety. Senna knew something. But what the hell did she know? Who were these people that were trying to abuse the power of gigalomaniacs?
そうだそうだ。3人で記念撮影しましょう。ほらあれ。
Kozumi's got an idea. Kozumi's got an idea. How about the three of us all gonna take pictures together? Oh, look, over there.
Suddenly, Kozue pointed to something as she spoke enthusiastically. She was pointing at... Oh, it's one of those coin pushing machines. The ticket. Oh, wow. The arcade next to the police station. And I'm taking commemorative photos. That's a lovely photo of 3 friends. Oh, you gotta do it. Oh! You see. Oh my god, so cool. This is where it would inevitably happen. I imagine the D-sword wouldn't show up in the photo. Oh, what a lovely CG. Looks like it's so high quality, it looks like it could be a screenshot from an anime.
Takumi-chan, come here, get right in the middle.
いや、僕は。
No, wait, I'm...
セナさん、横見てたらダメです。
Senna-chan, looking at what isn't no-no.
私はこういうのは
This is... I...
コズピーだって初めてなのだ。ドキドキ。
It's Kozumi's first time doing this. Kozumi's heart is going boop like crazy.
Yeah, I know that. I've heard that. The anime from the anime I've heard of this visual novel is really bad. Without once consulting us, Kozumi followed the instruction on the screen and pushed the button after button. Before Senna I could get ready, mentally and physically, a voice came from the screen.
はい、ポーズ。パカッ。
Okay, say cheese. Click. Yep, yeah, I knew the sword wouldn't show up. Oh God! You really wrote that? Oh no! But that's sweet, but like, oh God, what if somebody finds that? Oh no! Oh, but it's very sweet. Takumi, you should cherish this. Oh my God. In the picture we had taken, neither of the D swords were visible. Should I stop here for now, or because it's getting kind of late. I think this might be a good place to stop, unless it's like, you know, a couple of sentences more. But I'm just give some thoughts right now. I loved. Oh my God, this chapter was so cool. We got so many answers. Oh my God, this is so cool. Now we know like so much of what's going on. And I love how the powers work. That is so awesome. But it's interesting. So I guess people who tried to use this throughout history like, you know, it's okay. I think either way, I think I'll just stop here. It's fine. Because if it does feel like the chapter is about to end, but it might not. Yeah. So yeah, it's a long chapter. Usually the chapters take three sessions. Oh man, I love this. I love the whole explanation of the powers and everything. That looks so cool. Seriously. Oh my God, and we're finally getting the team together. All we need is Ayase out of jail, or the freaking hospital. And then we can actually confront Rimi and everything. It'd take too long? Okay, that's fine. Oh my God. I love we're finally getting the team together. So fucking cool. The chapters become longer as the game progresses. That makes sense. Alright, so yeah, I will see you guys on Tuesday. And tomorrow is more Library of Arena. So, until then, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You are all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.